Hey guys, welcome to the Filming with Josh podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Milligan, and this is episode number 106, Outdoor Freelancers with Jerred Eversole.
This is the Filming with Josh podcast, brought to you by Rustic River Media. Welcome to the videographer's home for tips, tricks, and how to make flicks.
Welcome back to another episode of Filming with Josh. I don't know why I'm laughing. I don't know. I was in my head. I had you clapping your hand for the clap. So, if you are new to the Filming with Josh podcast, I want to thank you for listening in today. I am joined by my friend Jerred Eversole, and we're going to be talking about outdoor freelancers and Jerred's new website, but we will dive into that in a minute. But to those of you who are brand new to the podcast and who are watching this on YouTube, I want you to know that we are available on Apple, Spotify, and Podbean. So if you want to listen just audibly, those are options. And if you are listening audibly, just know YouTube is also an option if you want to watch and follow along. Today is a great example of when you should want to follow along because we're going to be showing a screen recording of Jerred's new website, which for those of you who are interested in doing freelancing work in the outdoor industry, this will be for you. But before we get into that, I want to say to those of you who are new to the podcast, Filming with Josh is your home for tips, tricks, and how to make flicks. And here on the podcast, we talk about all things video, script writing, storyboarding, you name it. We talk about it. We also have a Facebook group called Filming with Josh. So be sure to go to Facebook, type in Filming Josh, and ask to join the group today. The Filming with Josh Facebook group is a continuation of this podcast and is also a place where you can share your work, ask for feedback, post questions, and things of that nature. But without further ado, I want to welcome Jerred Eversole back to the podcast. Jerred, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How'd you like my clap at the beginning? You made a comment that people like it when you clapped stuff in. That work? Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, it was a good clap, man. It's approved. Whenever we're all on site and I sync multiple cameras up by audio and I clap, it's been a running joke. It seems like they now understand what it's for, but before they were like, why is this guy always clapping before we shoot?
It's cheering you on.
Yeah.
Well, now you don't have to clap now that I helped you get into the world of time code.
Yeah, I love time code, man. I mean, it's so much faster making multicams in Premiere, and you don't have to, analyze the audio or anything. It's quick, simple, and it's so much more accurate. It doesn't give you that phasing effect that we were talking about the audio.
Yeah, it's way, way better. I haven't had to clap in audio in a long time. Well, to those of you who don't know who Jerred is, Jerred, I want you to please tell people who haven't listened to any of your previous episodes with me in the past. You've been on 2 or 3 times in the past. Even your son, Mason, has been on before, which was really fun. If y'all haven't heard that podcast, go check it out. But Jerred, for those who haven't listened before, tell everybody like who you are, what you do, your background, that kind of thing.
So about 13 years ago, I started a company called Deep Fork Productions, and it was simply to produce outdoor television. We got our start slow like everybody else, and here we are many years later getting to produce a lot of TV series in the outdoors, and we branded on just hunting and fishing. We're skills like everybody else has, outside of hunting and fishing, but we wanted to brand that, and that's what we do. We feel we do well, and so I run a team out of Oklahoma. Run a team of about 5 full-time individuals, help me produce some great outdoor television. If I could count, I mean, it changes because the years overlap, but, we're up to 8 different television shows and 1 web series. And so we've been blessed to grow for the past few years rapidly, sometimes faster than I wanted to grow. But it's been a great opportunity to really produce some great television.
So when you started getting into the outdoor industry, were you freelancing at the time?
I guess you could call it that. I kind of jumped in with both feet, so I really didn't have a chance to freelance. I was getting kind of mentored by some people that had been in the industry and doing some work for them. But I was a full-time police officer, and I really didn't start freelancing and in the production side of things until I got hurt as a police officer, and I just took a leap of faith. Like I said, I jumped in both feet and went full time in the industry, and that's really where I started more or less freelancing, kind of at the same time I started my company, if that makes sense.
So you've been doing outdoor television for over a decade now. I met you online years and years ago. Done a few shoots with you in the past. I hate shooting with you because for some reason you're bad luck to my equipment. Every time I'm with you, something happens to my gear. Or last time I shot for you, I actually went to the hospital. I had nothing to do with you. I had appendicitis, which is I didn't even know was a thing. It's like every time I'm around you, something happens to me. But
well, I'll take responsibility for the first one, but the second one, that's on you and your health. I don't know what happened there.
I don't either. I just remember being on a fishing boat. I thought I was going to die all day. But apart from that, like we've been friends for a long time, and you've been a great resource for me. And so I know that a big part of your business obviously is outdoor television, but you also do other stuff outside of just TV in the outdoor space, right? Don't you guys do some like commercial marketing and stuff for outdoor industry companies?
Yes. So like I talked about the growth of the past 3 years, we dove into a lot of marketing. You know, I always like to say the progression of my business has always been in the beginning, we were producing content and it was up to you, the client, to just live or die. And you got it out there, you marketed it, we produced the video for you, and you picked where it lived and how many people seen it and everything else. It was kind of up to you. And I felt we were missing the boat. So a few years ago, I hired a website designer, and that got us into the websites, obviously. And I've got a graphic designer that does logos and print material and stuff like that. And she's coming over to the website thing. So we really kind of broaden our horizon. The only thing that's really kind of stumping us is social media. You know, we haven't figured out that knack for, you know, running people's social media for them, but we're hoping to get into it in the future.
So you're wanting to do kind of full scale, offer everything in-house.
Yeah, that's always been my business. And even before we did all that stuff, I never wanted my clients, you know, I had the kind of the scare of business of, you know, my clients, if they went to another company to get one piece of the puzzle that they needed for video production, you know, I had the fear of them going with that other company. So I was, you know, more or less, I would, you know, hire out or farm out the work and always try to keep it within the company and be that middleman. But it's so much easier now that, you know, we don't have that middle guy, and we're doing it all in-house, and we're working as a team. It makes it just a much better product.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I've never really talked about that on the podcast, but that is something that I do. So I typically don't do a ton of photography, but when someone's looking to have both video and photo done, I absolutely would do it, because I don't want them going to another company for photography and then finding out that they do video and then asking them for pricing, and then those people maybe undercut me and now I've lost the work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if someone's calling me just for photography, business photography, I'll take it for the hopes it'll lead to other video work. So I think having things like that in-house is a really smart move. And then if it's something that you don't specialize in, bring in the people that do.
No, absolutely. You know, it's, I guess the fear turned into opportunity.
It is, yeah, it's a great opportunity for extra avenues of income. Well, how many team members are you up to now?
We have 5 full-time. So like I mentioned, Nick, Simon is my website designer / marketing. Now he's moved into an associate producer role. You got Jessica Jones that I mentioned. She's the graphic design artist, kind of customer relations. She's moved into website design, moved into a little bit of video editing for like social media, with Nick in the video editing realm as well. You know, my workhorses of the group, you know, my field production and office editing, post-production is Matt Willis, and he kind of takes on. I've known him for a long time. We got enough time in the podcast to tell you how long I've known him, but I met him in the police academy about 14 years ago. And we, like, I like hunting, you like hunting, let's be best friends type talk. And I've known him for a long time, and he finally came on full time with me a couple of years back. And the growth is allowed us to pick up a couple other Cordell Brooklander and Daryl Turner. Those guys come on. I borrowed, stole, whichever one you want to talk about. Like, I'm from Daryl Turner from Major League Fishing. And then, Cordell, he went to he went to Heartland Bowhunter Film School. He went to Tom's Petrie, went to his Film the Hunt courses, advanced production courses and everything. And then he just couldn't find stable enough work in the industry other than freelancing. So I picked him up full time, and he's, works all the time for me and does a great job. We're kind of finding each other's grooves and rounding everybody out. But, there's 5 of us here, and including me as 6. So it's a lot of moving parts. Like I said, the growth has been great, but it's kind of been overwhelming at parts. I never thought you can grow too fast in business.
You can, but not if you're you, because you've done a really good job of being able to control that, which is awesome.
Well, thank you. The check's in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Well, one interesting thing you mentioned was how Cordell was trying to find stable work through freelancing. And I used to freelance in the outdoor industry. I think it was like 2013, 14, somewhere around there. And it was tough. It could be hit or miss. Like, you could find stable work, but then if season was over, you're trying to figure out what to do then, and then you're trying to pick up edit jobs. And if your name really wasn't out there and you weren't as connected, it could be kind of tough. So it was a lot of networking to get freelance opportunities. And it was challenging because you're competing with a bunch of other people. But what you've done is you've created a website to help with that. And not just from the freelancer point of view, but also from the people looking to hire freelancers. Because on the other end of the spectrum, both of us today hire contract workers, because you still hire contract workers despite having full-time, because some of your shows require that. So both of us have hired contractors, and that can also be tough if you're trying to figure out who's out there, trying to vet them, figure out pricing, availability, that kind of thing. So you tried to solve that problem of helping freelancers find opportunities in the outdoor industry, but also helping people hiring freelancers find guys that they could bring in that were qualified for the work. So can you tell us a little bit about this website?
Yeah, so a little backstory is, obviously I would love to hire everybody that I need and never have to outsource anything, but that's just, one, financially not capable of doing that, or probably physically with the number of people that we need sometimes. So we thought about different ways of connecting with freelancers when I need them. And, obviously I've done the Excel spreadsheet, and I've done the, saving in my phone contacts, notes. I've even put in their context of their contact in my iPhone of freelancer. And so then I can search the word freelancer and get a list of people. And obviously we try to get somebody as far enough in advance to, months down the road when we have all that proper planning. Sometimes you're in panic mode and you're contacting other people. I don't know how many times I've hit you up, or maybe sometimes you hit me up, or, other producers in the outdoor industry. We got a text message going and say, hey, I need a guy for this date doing this. Here's my budget. And they'll say, hey, here's a guy, or there's a guy. And so you're all spread out over the place trying to find that one camera guy, or that one editor, or that one guy you need, or gal, for that job. And it was just so frustrating. As organized as I am, that seemed always trump my way of finding somebody, is like just keeping them all in one place. And nobody likes to be in a group text, so they didn't want to do that to everybody all the time. So, got to looking around. there wasn't any single platform website that really honed in on guys and gals that are freelancing in outdoor specific related category. There's obviously some websites where you can find some videographers. Having the skill to know hunting and or fishing and the outdoors is really, really valuable to me. You don't know how many clients I get that, yeah, we can film with the best of them, but they're like, does this guy know how to hunt? Does he own his own camo? Does he, he or she know how to fish? Is he going to be quiet? Does he know everything else? And it's like, oh yeah, absolutely. And so I'm not only vetting these guys for their capability of filming or photography or editing, but I'm also vetting these guys of, do they know how to hunt? And I've gotten some guys where I've had to use them even though they didn't know hunting. They knew videography. And so I had to do that. Well, I was like, hey, I've got a website genius, I think, is Nick Simon. And I tasked him with it, and he didn't want to take this on. He did not want to take on creating a website with all these moving parts where people could sign up and everything else. He's like, hey, I can create the groundwork and we can job this out and we can have this done. And so I challenged him, and he was like, hold on, let me get back to you. Got back with me. And I guess long story short, we was like, hey, we'll create a website. And so we came up with the name Outdoor Freelancers. It's outdoorfreelancers.com. And it's about 95% done. It's definitely ready for launch, ready for people to sign up. But we have been creating this for months. And the few people that I've talked to about this think this is a one-stop location to find somebody that is going to film or edit or take photographs, of their projects. So we created outdoorfreelancers.com.
So first off, it's a great name. I mean, you couldn't have a better name. I love that about it. It makes it super easy to find. And I'll say this. So back when I was freelancing, what I noticed was there were some video production related websites where you could go and sign up and hopefully get hired for different video related jobs around the world. But none of them were ever very specific. They were very generic. And I think that was their biggest flaw, because you have a harder time like pairing the right person up with the right job that way. But because Outdoor Freelancers is specific and very industry oriented around hunting and fishing, I think that's what's going to make it successful, because you're not just getting a bunch of wedding videographers or real estate guys on here. You're getting guys on here who specifically work on outdoor related type projects, or at least they want to, and they have the understanding of hunting and fishing, and they have equipment that's geared for that, and obviously different levels and price points throughout. But the fact that you can go to one place and find guys specific to one industry, I think is what's going to make it successful, because that's something in the past, at least in my experience, didn't really exist.
Yeah, just like with my company, Deep Fork Productions, I wanted to, we've done economic development videos for the city we live in. We've done event videos. We've done, these little one-off projects where you come from a small town, you kind of have to do because you're the video production company in town. There's not many to pick from. But the way that you brand it is very targeted, and we target hunting and fishing, outdoor TV shows, outdoor content, and I wanted the website to do the exact same thing. It's just what you mentioned. Hopefully you won't find a guy that shoots weddings on here. You find a guy or gal that knows the outdoors, and it's going to be very, very targeted.
Yeah, I think from a hiring perspective, for people like you looking to hire people, it'll be game changing. And it'll also be game changing for freelancers who are specifically looking for those kind of jobs. So can you walk us through the website a little bit? We are wanting to look through how you can like sign up for the website, things like that. So if you could kind of walk us through the ins and outs of what to do as both a freelancer and what to do if you're signing up as someone looking to hire freelancers.
Yeah, so you'll land here on the home page, and on the home page is outdoor freelancing jobs, where outdoor creativity meets opportunity, because this is what it is. It's opportunity for a freelancer. The main purpose of the website, if I could say, if somebody says the main purpose of the website is a place where freelancers could make a profile and get hired to do jobs. They don't have to go through us. The contact is totally, they're going to have their contact information. So the person doing the hiring, Outdoor Freelancers, is taken out of the equation, because one of the last things I want to do was run every transaction through here. But I wanted a home where the freelancers could live with a profile that could showcase their work, their equipment, their location, and a person like us could search for those freelancers. So the first thing that when somebody comes and signs up for the website is they're going to click sign up. And so that's going to take them to a page where it's a registration. They have two choices, and this is where it keeps it simple. They only have two choices and two choices only. They can sign up as a freelancer. They can sign up as an agency. And we'll talk about the agency second. So when they click sign up for freelancer, they're going to sign up, and obviously it's like every other website you've registered for. You're going to come to the freelancer registration. And if I scroll down here, this is your display name. And so as we're going to run a test, and tester son, that's going to be our name. And so I'm just making this up as I go. So that's, this is our display name. This is our actual first name. And everything is required here. So I'm going to type as fast as I can here. So we'll just put a generic password in here, just like you're signing up for everything. We'll put 1980 or something like that. Mobile phone. Yep, that's my phone number. You guys can contact me anytime right there. So, we've got all the information filled out, and that's just basic information. Everything is required, and we're going to hit next. This is where you start to fill out your profile. And, we go half-year increments. So we're going to say, I got 5 years experience. We're going to have a title on here. So, executive producer, if I can spell correctly. So, this is where we type out our, summary. You can type anything you want here. This is just a bio about yourself, where you're located. So we got hybrid, remote, and then we've got remote only, and then we've got all the states here. So like I said, I'm in Oklahoma here, and this is what you're available for. Are you available for contract, full-time, just an internship? We're going to put all of it. And what is your primary skill? So at this time, we've only got editing, photography, videography, and writing. That's the only type of freelancers we encourage to sign up for the site now. In the future, we're going to roll this out to many other industries, like maybe voiceover artist, or other graphic artist, graphic designer, stuff like that. So main primary skill set is editing. And if we click next, this is where we add, again, we're adding to our profile. We can add an outdoor film school, and we can add traditional education. So just like a resume, if you want to put a high school on here, you want to put college, but you got a master's or a doctorate degree, you can add it all here, or any other schooling that you've taken. But we wanted to separate and put outdoor film school. So that is your Film the Hunt, your Copeland Creative classes, all the other ones that are out there right now. And so we're not going to add that just for the time's sake. And so we're going to register. Okay, form successfully submitted. So basically this is, once you get past all the registration, if you type in your password correctly and it matches, then you get to this profile. So you created most of this when you signed up. And so obviously you can put a profile picture right here. And you select every little thing. You come here and you would select your your file and on your computer, everything. And then scrolling down, so you got, again, your professional summary. You can edit it here. The cool thing about this is you can add all the social accounts that you have. So once you add all these social accounts, they'll pop up. If you don't add any, they're not going to pop up, but there'll be an icon that somebody can click on. So if they're wanting to hire you, they can view your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Vimeo, YouTube, in your website if you got a website. So you can put all these in here, and that's all going to pop up on your profile. They will not pop up because I haven't added any. Then you're going to go through here, your work experience. That's just like you had a job, like your resume. You add your job title, your company title. So we're going to say, we worked at Deep Fork Productions. That's the job title. So we were, field producer, and we worked at Deep Fork Productions. We put the company logo there, and we did everything. And, we'll put a start date of, was last Monday, and we ended, this Monday. So we only worked there a week. And we're going to submit. So then we go back to, on here, on our profile, it popped up under work experience, and we can continue hitting the plus button and add all of our work experience down there, so that anybody wanting to hire you could see everything on here that you did. It's like, again, like a resume. Portfolio, you just click the plus button to add, and you just fill everything out. So here you could put, if you were an editor and you wanted to put your YouTube link or your Vimeo link, you could put it here. Or if you were a logo designer or you were a photographer and you wanted just to add a picture, you could choose the file on your computer there and hit submit. And then as you did that, it would create basically a slideshow of everything that you've done, so that, again, somebody wanting to hire you gets on here and can see your work, all with never even having to contact you and ask you to send all that. It's all in one location. And then your licenses, if you have a 107 license for drone, if you have whatever license you have, you can add it here and hit submit. So you would basically, if you hit add new, you just type it in, and then you can just keep hitting add new, and you can type in as many as you want. So I'll pause for any questions you have, or you want me to keep going?
No, I'll make a comment. So I think it looks great. It kind of reminds me a little bit of almost kind of like a Thumbtack. I don't know if you've ever been on Thumbtack before, but almost like a Thumbtack account, only, again, very industry specific. Looks awesome. I think that if someone's looking to hire a freelancer, this will definitely be especially in the outdoor industry, this would be a great place for people to go and see everything. I mean, it's got everything from experience to different licenses, portfolios. I mean, man, that's pretty awesome. I want to see now what it looks like if I'm a freelancer and an agency, like I'm looking at agencies. Can you show us what that looks like?
Yep. So one last thing before we get off of here that somebody needs to do that is great is right here under resume visibility. So it's automatically defaulted to be private or not listed. And so you have to come in here at any given time. You can make yourself private to where your resume is still on there with all your work, and you're not going to lose everything that you create in your portfolio, to public where everybody can see that. So if you get hired out for 3 months worth of filming and you don't want to be seen or get hired or people bother you, you can set it to private. But We're going to set it to public and save it so we can see it, later. So we are public now, so we're going to be able to see it. Again, under your expertise here, you're going to put where, like under your general, there's one thing that we wanted to do. And this is Nick's pain in the side. And he was like, I don't know if I can do this or not. I wanted to not only know what you had as far as equipment and skills, but I wanted to know how proficient you were in those skills. So your expertise in here is editing, but how proficient are you? So there's a slider scale with 1 being untrained, 10 being an expert. So I'm going to say, yep, I'm an expert in all these. And I'm going to take it to 10, and we're going to scroll down. And one thing that we always want to know is we always want to know daily rate. Man, this, how many times I've wanted to work with that videographer, that field producer, but I just couldn't afford his or her rate. So we're going to put in here that we're $10,000 a day, and hopefully we get hired at that. So we're going to save that. And when that goes and it saves, it's successfully submitted, and we're going to scroll down. So right over here under that, we've seen that it's going to be visible to somebody wanting to hire us, and we're $10,000 a day. Again, all your information, your education, your outdoor film schools that you had, and your passport status. I mean, we thought of this too. It's like, do I have a passport? Yeah, I have a passport, because if you're hiring somebody, to go out of the country, they need to have a passport. So equipment, there's all kinds of equipment out there. So we're going to say every piece of equipment that we own, you can list it here, from tripods to mics. You can just type it in, and then you can add what you're proficient at. I'm a 10 at an FX6. So if I add new, it just keeps popping down. And I also own a FX3, and yep, I'm an expert at that too. And then I hit submit. And so everything is now listed on our profile. Same thing with software or apps. So your Adobe programs, your Final Cuts, everything that you're proficient in, to the equipment I can use but don't own. So how many times is like you hired somebody and they may not have an FX6, but they can run an FX6. So here, I can add it under equipment that I don't own, but I can use, and I can tell you, yep, I'm an expert in it. And so that is good. Okay. Sorry. I just had to add that in.
That's
several things that we kept going in.
No, that's great. I love that. I really like how you can even put equipment that you have experience using. Because, like, for example, if you have experience, in the outdoor industry, not too many people are looking for people who know how to run like an Alexa Mini LF. But let's just say someone was looking for that, and they went on there and they found someone that maybe they don't own it, but they know how to operate it. It would be a pretty clutch, that you can have that on there. I love that. I don't know that I've ever seen that on a website before.
Yeah, it's sometimes people own the equipment, sometimes they don't. It just depends on how they're set up. So
I could see, like, if someone knows. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I could see how, like, if someone knew how to run like a V-Raptor or like a Phantom, like a Phantom, I would consider to be kind of a specialty item. But if they knew how to operate it in a show, was looking specifically for a Phantom shot for some specific product video they were working on. If they found out that on your website there was actually someone that knew how to run a Phantom, like, that would be, a no-brainer to hire that person. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that like I talked about, we made our resume public. So if we go back and we click on Freelancers, we scroll down and there we are. So we popped up on the list of freelancers. And one thing that we can see is a quick summary. We can see the years of experience and where you're from and your daily rate. That tells me a lot, because obviously I have a budget to work with. I need a person in a certain location, and I need to know really quickly, like, how many years of experience do they have? And so another thing that I tasked Nick with was being able to search, because hopefully we get hundreds and hundreds of people on here, and this list is going to be full up. And so he created where anytime somebody can come in here and search without going profile by profile, they can search anything on a person's profile. So if I wanted to see the users, if I wanted to say, I want the users that have an FX6 and only Oklahoma and Texas has popped up because that's what we got on here. All this that was in beta testing. And so I want to see an FX6 in Oklahoma. And so it pops up, the one we just created because we put FX6 on our profile pops up. And so another thing you can do is we can clear that part out. And so in there, you may want to search, let's see, experience, or let's look at the word like content. That's in Nick's summary here. And so if we search it, that popped up in 2 of them now. That popped up in Daryl and Nick's summary there. So that popped up then. So you can search somebody based upon your location, based upon there's all these locations there and everything else. And so once you're on there as a registered freelancer, somebody like us can come on there and search them to hire them with anything that's on their profile.
That's awesome. So, and then you said that they don't associate with you at all throughout the transaction of this. So if I was looking to hire Nick Simon there, I'm just using this to contact him directly, essentially.
Yes. So on his profile, if you wanted to view his profile, he's got a lot of things filled out here because he tested everything. But on his profile, we would contact him directly. I am looking and I don't see where. So this is a bug we found. I should be able to see his account email there. Maybe it's because I'm not logged in as a agency. So when we create an agency profile, I think maybe because freelancers don't need to be contacting other freelancers. I mean, they can, but they don't have anyway. So let's see if we can log in as an agency when we create that. But yes, the idea is to take outdoorfreelancers.com out of the equation, and you are directly hiring a freelancer from our website.
Yeah, that's great. I think if you did try to get involved with the transaction process, it'd be kind of a turn off to people. But this is like a no-brainer. I mean, there's really no reason not to sign up for this. Yep. So let's take a look at the agency side.
Yep. So we logged out. So again, we're going to sign up. So now we're on the agency side, and so we're going to. Deep Fork Productions is already on there, so I know this agency. So let's see.
I should text you. I should text you a password. I'm going to text you a password. Yeah. You're going to be able to log into my profile anytime you want. I don't care. All right, use that.
No,
I just sent it to you.
All right.
I think I just gave you access to my whole entire life.
Oh yeah. Okay, we won't tell nobody what it is.
Pretty much.
Does that never pop up on people wanting to steal your password? Because that's pretty easy.
I know, dude. I came up with it back when I was in high school, and it's never changed.
Email.
Oh, Josh at rusticriver.media.
Yeah.
.media.
Media.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to be fancy.
Yep. Okay, your company site.
Rusticriver.media, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right, so we're going to scroll down here. You are
Texas, baby.
Texas. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know how proud we are.
You do everything. So number of employees. So
0 to 20.
0 to 20, unless you've grown since we last talked.
Yeah, I'm over 100 now, if you didn't know that.
Oh, well, do they all know that?
Josh Eversole.
Oh, sorry.
We had a son.
I was like typing away. Yeah. So I don't know your phone
972
number by
921
hand.
2810. Yeah, I'll just tell it to you. It's 972
Dang.
921 2810.
Yeah, if some people want to steal some people's identity watches this podcast, they're going to be
Ain't
like,
nothing
I
to
got
steal.
everything. I got his phone number and everything. So,
Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
blah, blah, blah. So, all right. So if everything's still working right, we submitted it successfully. We're never going to save that password. So here again, you can change your profile. You can change, kind of a little bit about you. You can add your socials. See, we added a website. So every time we hover over, if we would have added we added a Facebook and all that. So same thing as adding on your profile until you add it, which website does not pop up on here no more because we added it. So if we click here, then this takes us to your website, rusticriver.media. So that's a direct link from our website.
And one nice thing is I just got an email that says, from here that says, Dear Rustic River Media, welcome and thank you for joining outdoorfreelancers.com. And it's asked me to get started setting up my profile, posting my first job, and browsing the freelancer portfolio. So nice, man. I mean, that's working really, really well.
Yeah, just a welcome email, let you know that everything was good to go. And then, you're going to come in here and change everything. So the main difference between a freelancer and an agency on the website is the freelancer gets jobs and with a profile, and the agency posts jobs, so hires for jobs. So now that we've created a profile up top here, you're going to see our personal information. You're going to see posted job. And so we have not posted a job yet, but any job that we posted would be on our profile. So as we're putting the jobs on here, everything is on there for every job we list, and it keeps a running total. The saved candidates. So if we went through there and now I'm an agency and I'm logged in as an agency, I'm going to save candidates or heart them. That's about the only option we've got in website design is to heart somebody for a favorite. They're going to be listed here so that we can have easy, quick access to them under the saved candidates page. Applicants, we're going to see a list of applicants once they apply for our job. So they're obviously going to contact us, but they're going to apply for the jobs. And then over here, we can change, our settings. We can change our email address. We had changed, our phone number got changed. So we're not married to all that. So up here, all the information is saved under somebody that creates an agency to get applicants for their job and to see saved jobs or post jobs that they had.
So if I was a freelancer and had a freelancer account on here, I could look for jobs that have been posted, just like an agency can look for freelancers that have profiles. But could I also just directly reach out? Like, could I just reach out to your agency, for example, as a freelancer? Or does it have to be through like a job posting?
You should be able to see agencies, but that's one thing we're kind of going back and forth for because, in full clarity, I guess you could say is, one of the things when I was designing this is obviously everybody that ever needs a videographer and editor, I want them to come to Deep Fork Productions and I want the business. I mean, it's like every other business owner in America. And I wondered, am I cutting my own throat by allowing freelancers to search companies and vice versa? And so what we're probably going to end up doing is you have to be a registered user to do either or on the website. You can't see a list of freelancers without being logged in. You can't see, everything else. So we're going to get their information. Hopefully, this is a business in itself in the making. So I kind of have a fail safe there. Hopefully, I can make some money. So at that part, we're still trying to do. But yes, if you're an agency, I know one thing for sure. If you're an agency and you're registered as an agency on the website, you'll be able to go and find freelancers and contact them. I don't know if it's going to be the opposite way, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. I think that it seems to me like it's more aligned for posting for jobs anyway, which I think is, I mean, honestly, that's kind of the brilliance of it. Because anybody, I mean, like, let's just say, I don't know, we'll call it Rustic River Media. If someone wanted to come work for me, they could just like go to my website and like reach out to me anyway. So I don't know that your website has to be able to do that, but being able to post a job is totally different. So I think the way you have it set up makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because, as an agency, you have the right to post a job, or if you want to do the work of yourself and go find that freelancer by the search. I mean, it's whatever your priority is, and probably how fast you need somebody. If you need somebody months down the road, you just post a job and let them apply. And it's the freelancer's job to go on there and find the jobs. But we can go back here now that we've created an agency, we can go back here to jobs. And so we can see the jobs listed. And so just like the freelancers, we can search the jobs on here, just like we can search freelancers. There's going to be a list here, obviously. And we're going to have a featured list of freelancers and a featured list of available jobs as well in a later date. But right now, it's just first come, first serve. You're going to get listed on here by the order that you were put in here. One of the funny things, I had Dustin from Blank Video come in here and test some things out. And I said, hey, make a agency profile and post a job. So, you come in here and you can see here, you put documentary editing. So we're going to, click on his job, and inside the job, we're going to have the job description. You put edit stuff, requirements, do it well. And then the start date and the end date, and he pays $25 a day.
That's great.
Just like Dustin does. And, so we're going to put, the pay schedule is daily, and then equipment requested to be provided by the freelancer. Laptop, equipment provided by the agency, yes. Work conditions are hard and all responsibilities. And so right there from the job, because we're a registered freelancer on there, they're going to have a link to Dustin's website so we can check it out and say, do I want to work for this guy or not? And we can be able to check it out. So right there under jobs, we're going to list all the vacancies, and they're searchable as well.
So on the available jobs, you can post things like the time period, whether that's just like maybe someone's looking for someone to come film a hunt for their show, or if it's more like we're looking for someone for a full season, you can put the pay as as the rate as well. And then you can also, just to make sure I understand, you can put equipment that you're seeking. Like if you're specifically, like in your case, you do a lot of the fishing stuff where you want like FX6 shooters, you could put on there that you're looking for an FX6, or if you're providing it because you have an extra one, you could even put that you're providing it. So am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah. So we looked at the available jobs, looked at a created job. We could probably go back here to, my account, and we go back here to account, we pull up this and we go to post a job. We haven't posted any jobs, so now we can post a job. So what do you want to hire for?
I actually genuinely, I need a videographer on April 3rd and 4th. Let's just put April 3rd, videographer.
All right. So we were a videographer, and obviously the category is videography. So next steps.
It's going to be in
Where's
Texas.
Where's the job location at?
Texas.
Right. So we go down here to Texas.
Okay, and it's contract.
Is this?
It's contract, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go next, and then we.
Let's
So
put,
what's the start date?
April 3rd. Let's just stick with the 3rd for now.
Just 3rd and 3rd?
April. Yeah, just a one-day shoot.
Oh, okay. So April 3rd.
For this
you
job,
can put this if you want. It's not.
Yeah, no. I mean,
required,
I can put it because
well.
I'm looking for someone that can do. Let's just put $750 for rate.
Okay.
Pay period would be just once. or project price, I guess.
Yeah, so that's the
Or just daily,
when you put the
because it's
pay
just-
rate in.
Yeah, let's just leave it as daily because
can-
I'm looking for someone that can do it for a day rate at that price. So
Yeah. So that's what
that
we
makes
wanted
sense.
to do is like, daily rate's probably the most common, but as you put the rate here, I mean, we've got all these options. So we could pay somebody, we could put the daily rate, and obviously they're going to see how many days they work. We could put the weekly rate, monthly, annually, but then project price. So I've done that too. I've hired somebody and been like, I got $2,000 for this entire thing, because it may be
that makes
odd
sense.
number of filming days. So we're just going to put project price. So that's
Okay.
one thing we want. So will your agency be providing the equipment?
Some, but not all. So I am looking for a third camera operator. Just put like third camera, or just
Okay.
put camera operator, I guess.
Look for camera operator for single day shoot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And
Must be familiar with Sony equipment. Yeah, Sony equipment.
yeah.
Work conditions.
Mild.
Mild.
And you really don't have to put anything here. Like, it's like, it's indoor, outdoor, things like that.
Yeah,
pops to my head,
you could put like interview, just put indoor interview situation or something like that. I don't know. Interview indoors. Yeah, it's perfect. Responsibilities.
They need to run the
Don't-
camera.
Yeah, run camera. That's really all I'm looking for. They don't have to do. They can literally just stand there, make sure it's in focus, exposed, and framed, and hit record.
Right. All right.
Equipment to be provided.
Now
So
that you
I
put
actually-
some,
Okay. Go ahead.
now that you put some in here, so we're going to have to put some equipment in here. So what are you going to provide?
Oh, what am I going to provide? Oh, what am I?
Yeah,
this
equipment
says
to be provided. Oh, sorry. You're right. Equipment to be
Yeah.
provided by the freelance. So what do you require them to bring?
So, it could be. Could you put like I'm looking for someone with either an FX6, FX3, FX30, or A7S3. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So we put there. We can keep adding new. You could have put all those in one single line, and we're going to hit submit. So form submit. Okay. The job has been posted. So you get
Nice.
that you've been posted. So you go back to my company. And so now, hopefully with the magic of everything, actually we need to go to the
Got another email that
jobs.
must be
Oh, there
from.
it is. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, cool. It gave me like a job listing ID and everything on my email here.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So now it's on your jobs on your profile there. And like I said, we could click on it from here. But if we go back to our jobs, hopefully it'll be, it's listed under available jobs.
Nice.
And so, we come here. And so now this is what we're going to do. We're going to switch a little bit up. So I'm going to go back and log out. Then I'm going to go back and log in. I'm going to log in as that freelancer profile that we created, because now with it, we're a freelancer logged in, we can go apply for a job. So got my little password saved here. Hopefully it all works. And okay, so now we're back here. So we're going to go to jobs. Okay, so we see your job here. So one thing that we can do that we did not talk about is just like you can favorite applicants or freelancers as an agency. You can also favorite jobs as a freelancer. So we're logged into there. So we're going to save that. We're going to heart it. And we're going to say, hey, this is one of our favorite posting. Maybe we're going to heart a bunch of them and then go back through and apply. So if we click on here, one thing we should see is we click on the job, and now that we're in as a freelancer, we've got this apply now button. So this test is going to apply. So everything that we entered into here is on there. So anything, we can go click on your website if you had that Facebook in there. Also similar jobs. So if any similar job was posted, it'll post there as well. So you can maybe see as a freelancer, you can be like, man, there's 3 or 4 jobs here in Texas that, require an FX6. So you come up here and apply now. And so we're going to apply for the job. And so what we're going to do is anything we're going to ask here, is still in development. So one thing that, the basic thing is, my email is, I'm going to provide you my email. And I'm going to provide you my phone number. So you can call me and say, hey, I see that you applied. I can upload anything, cover letter, a resume, a portfolio. Have you ever been convicted of a felony or a wild game violation? That's big in our industry.
Nice, that's clutch. Yeah.
Felony, I'm sorry, you can't be around firearms. Don't argue with me about that, but I can't have you on a gun hunt, So I'm going to click no. Are you legally allowed to work in the United States? Yes. And I'm going to hit submit. So hopefully it gives us, yep. So now it's submitted. We'll see if you get another email there. And so I can go to my applications and see what it says there. Hopefully it says somebody applied for your job.
Yeah, it says, Dear Josh Milligan, great news. Your job listing on outdoorfreelancers.com has received a new application. A skilled freelancer is interested in your project and has taken the first step to connect with you. Nice. That's awesome, man.
So I applied for your
It looks
job.
like,
yeah,
I was going to say, it looks like I can go on and visit the applicant section is what it says. And yeah, ask me to log in. And then, yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Okay. Well, it's all working. I've held my breath a little bit.
No, don't hold your breath. Man, that's awesome. I really like this. So let's talk about price point and how much it's going to cost. Is it free? Is it not free? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so another thing we've agreed to disagree amongst our team here is that, what do we charge for this? Do we charge? And so there's a thing called paywall. And I've just learned that term in the past couple of months, but there's paywalls on websites. When you register, you could pay a fee to register. You could pay a monthly fee. You could pay a one-time fee, something like that. Same thing with posting a job. You could pay per job. You could, pay a subscription price, stuff like that. There's all kinds of avenues. And, this obviously has cost me money to produce of Nick's time and what he charges me working for me. And so he's cost money, but I'm not in such a rush to set up many paywalls, if any, at the beginning here. And I want numbers of users. I want, I don't know how many, 100, 200, 300 freelancers on here, several agencies posting jobs, people talking. And I don't want to charge for anything in the beginning. It might sound crazy, but I'm like, literally, I want numbers on here and I don't want any type of paywall or anything to get in the way. And so it's not going to be forever, but eventually one of these days I'm going to charge for this service. And I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe, looking at things we bounced around as sometime over the summer. Once we get people registering for everything. But what I want to say is, in the end, I think it'd be extremely hard to ever charge the freelancer to create a profile on this website. I think I always want to make that free because that's what drives everything else. Another paywall is advertisers. I think if I get enough users on here and enough traffic on the site, that I could reach out to an outdoor industry company that may make camera arms or tripods or a camera store or something like that wants to advertise on here. Maybe, Caleb or Tom wants to advertise their outdoor filming school on here, and I can make some money that way. And then I could ultimately probably charge like an agency to search freelancers and post jobs. But in the end, something in my gut tells me I don't ever want to charge the freelancer to create a profile on this website.
I think that's great, man, to be honest, because I think it's hard enough to be a freelancer as it is. And I think that if you started charging freelancers, they'll have to think about whether they want to do it or not. But by keeping it open for them, it creates a lot of opportunities for everybody. And I like that idea a lot.
Yeah. I just, numbers are where it's at. Website traffic, if I know a little bit about websites, it's, the more people that visit your website, the better off you are all around. One thing Nick does great is SEO, search engine optimization, and he kind of loses sleep over it. We see him get angry if Deep Fork Production loses a place on the first page for a keyword in Google. And I think he'll be the same way with this website. So hopefully it'll drive a lot of traffic. But I told him in the end, if it served one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to allow me a list of freelancers to search for jobs that I hired out, and it never served any other purpose, then it did what it was set out to accomplish. It set out to accomplish to get everything under one roof in one house in a very targeted environment. And that's what we created it for. But other people are going to get much use out of it as well.
Yeah, I like it a lot, man. I think it's awesome. I know for me, it's not an outdoor job, but I genuinely have a job on April 3rd that I'm looking for an extra cam op for. And I mean, you never know. I mean, someone could sign up and hit me up on that. Tess Testerson did. Maybe he's hireable, but no, I really like the concept. I think when I was doing a lot of outdoor freelancing, this would have been clutch to have had. And who knows, maybe I would have stuck at it longer if I'd have had that. What are your future plans for this? Anything else that you're going to expand, like using this platform?
We want to have a place here where outdoor film schools can advertise. Again, we don't plan on charging for that. We plan on driving more traffic and creating, helping our SEO. So we're going to have a link on here for I keep saying outdoor freelancers, but it just rolls off the tongue now, for freelancers on the website to come and find a central location for all the available schools. That's one big hard thing, either when you get in this industry, especially in the outdoor side of things. Typically a lot of these people are self-taught and self-educated when it comes to filming, and they get their resources all over the place, YouTube University being one of them. But we want to create a place for those film schools being on here, and then also create after that, or at the same time, our future plans are to create a blog or vlog section of the site for a little bit of education. We're not going to teach you an 8-hour course on the site, but these little courses, maybe from our gear room here where I'm talking to you from, a simple 30-minute video could be taught over one thing. We could feature things on here from filming with Josh. You get on there all the time on your Facebook page and do some quick little tutorials, or, hey guys, I'm in this location, and they're great education pieces. We wanted to create more education as almost a blog. And again, it's going to help our SEO of all around backlinks and everything else that you have to have. So filming schools and, some type of education or blog, and maybe a blog about how to get hired in the outdoor industry. I know those exist out there a little bit, but maybe a blog talking about, just proper ways to approach things in the outdoor industry for getting hired. There's all kinds of avenues through that.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm pumped that you created this. I think there was definitely a need in the outdoor space. I know a couple people have tried having like a place where you can go to hire people, but no one's ever done anything anywhere near as extensive as this. I think this is pretty incredible, and I definitely think that you're going to get a lot of freelancers to sign up for this. It won't take long, and I do think a lot of agencies will hop on there as well. So I think you've done an amazing job. It's very thorough. I'm really impressed, man.
Yeah, thank you. It's there's definitely going to be bugs. There's going to be kinks that you can test things to your eyes bleed. Staring at a screen all the time. And I've sent screenshots. We've had other people test and send screenshots of, hey, this is not working. This is very mobile friendly, by the way. One thing that we were sitting here doing it on a laptop. One thing that you can do. You can do it on mobile. You can do it on your phone, and it will work just as good, sometimes if not better, on your phone than on your computer, because we know that's key. And so we wanted to create something that was across all platforms, but there's definitely going to be bugs and kinks. So there's a place on there at the bottom of the page, to contact us if you find a kink or a bug while you're doing this. We have a contact page where you can put general questions and hit submit. You can report content. You can have comments and suggestions. Or we didn't think of it all. We thought of a lot of it, but there's on the contact form. There's all kinds of things where you can submit to us and say, hey, this is not working out. That's another reason why we probably didn't want to charge for it right off the bat, because if you're charging for something, somebody wants it now. But if you're offering it for free, you got to have a little bit of leniency on little bugs that are working out. One thing we found out when we were on here is when you go to freelancers, I think, let's try one last thing. So let's log in, and I want to see here. So the username was, what was your username? Was it?
Mine, Josh at rusticriver.media.
River.media. Oh, maybe it was Josh Milligan. Hope I typed your simple password in correctly. Nope.
Let's try Rustic River Media as username.
I forgot what we even put. I didn't save the password because it was.
Should be on your phone though if you need it.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, we will cut this out of the.
Oh, I think I know what I was doing. There we go. Okay. I was entering your simple password wrong, believe it or not. Okay. So one thing that we were doing, you said about contacting the freelancer. We were logged in as a freelancer. So now we're logged in as your agency now. So if we go back to freelancers and we scroll down and we say we wanted to contact Nick Simon, and we scroll down right here. Okay, so earlier we were logged in as a freelancer. Now we're logged in as your agency. So we go to Nick's profile, and we didn't want to post a job. We just wanted to contact him directly. And so we got this hire button here. And so we let him know, and we send him a message. So there, we thought we found a kink, but I just wasn't doing it properly. I was not logged in as an agency. Agencies can contact freelancers. Freelancers can apply for jobs. That's as simple. You have to be logged in as one or the other.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Man, it's awesome. Really well done. I remember when you called me about this concept last year, and it really wasn't that long ago. And here we are today looking at a full-blown website that's ready to go. I mean, that's incredible, man. I'm really impressed. Congrats on putting this together, and thank you, because I think that this will be really helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah, I hate to sound like a paid ad commercial, but they need to go sign up now. I mean, there's nothing stopping a freelancer from signing up and creating a profile right now. The outdoorfreelancers.com is live, and you can go on there and sign up. You've seen how we did it. And then as definitely everything progresses, more people get on there, more agencies. I know I'm going to be hiring from here as soon as I can. I'm going to go to here. Dustin, I talked about, he's getting a lot of new business, and he's going to be looking for people as well. So there's all kinds of opportunities, and hopefully, I get a flood of people signing up for the site right now.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and I appreciate you showing your website off. It looks amazing. I think this is going to be very, very successful. Thanks for taking the time to put this together and for coming on the podcast and showing it off.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me. I couldn't think of a better place to, reveal this thing. And so you're the first one, these guys that listen to this are the first one to hear about this and know that it's live. And hopefully when this podcast goes live, it gets a bunch of people in there.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming on and doing this. You'll have to keep me updated as the website continues to go live and as people start to use it. Let me know how many people sign up. I really want you to contact me and just keep me up to date over the next few months.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely will. You were one of the first people, whether you believe it or not, that I ran this idea by, and we discussed a lot of different things, and you'll be a future phone call many times as people sign up for it and its successes.
Well, Jerred, for people who want to learn more about you outside of outdoorfreelancers.com, where can they go to learn more about you?
Our website, deepforkproductions.com. You can find us obviously on Facebook and Instagram. We are posting more and more on there. Our TV shows that we produce that are on Sportsman's Channel, World Fishing Network, Pursuit, stuff like that. You can see all our work across all the platforms.
Well, thanks for hopping in, guys, and for listening to today's podcast episode. We really appreciate it. If you liked this episode, please rate the podcast and let us know what you like about it. If you don't like the podcast for some reason, shoot me a comment and let me know what I could do better. Be sure to go to Facebook, type in Filming with Josh, and ask to join the group today. And be sure to go to outdoorfreelancer.com and check out this awesome new website. We'll see you all next week.
To learn more about Rustic River Media, visit us online at rusticriver.media. Thanks for listening to the Filming with Josh podcast. Catch every episode by hitting subscribe today.